Where was the Utah market for November of 2022? Today, I am going to cover all of the information for how our housing market is doing here in Utah as we finished out November of 2022. So stay tuned. Hi, this is Melissa Ballman, and I'm a real estate agent here in the greater Salt Lake City area. So what that means, if you're looking at making a real estate move, I'd love to connect with you. Shoot me a text, send me an email, do what you got to do, but get in touch with me. But today we are talking about the November 2022 unofficial numbers and where the housing market sits now compared to looking back historically and how far back we go to have similar sales and numbers of what we've been seeing. Now you might be picking up, I have been fighting a sickness and my brain is mush right now. So this is going to be short and sweet and very to the point. Okay, guys, so I want to take a look at the November numbers. And you may be familiar with this report because I've been pulling it up on my monthly updates, but here we are. So this is everything that's been reported to utahrealestate.com for the state of Utah. And our number of sales is hovering just under 2,300 sales. And our original average list price, we'll call it $675,000 for the month of November. But the average sold price was just under $599,000. So that means that is a really good signal for buyers, kind of what I've been talking about with the shift going kind of to the buyer's market, having more leverage. Things are not selling, at or above listing price most of the time, and buyers are having more ability to negotiate with sellers. So you can see here the average sold price to original list price is actually 11% difference. So when you're looking at home sales prices, and I'm not saying that you can negotiate on every single house or anything like that, but for the month of November, things were selling 11% less than what they were listed for. And I want to take a look here in this last column with our average days on market, 52 days. So we are continuing to climb on our average days on market. But there's a couple of things that I want to point out. And if you've watched any of my videos, I always talk about the winter market is much different than what you see like in spring and fall and summer. And that is true. So, the things to think about is the month of November, people are gearing up for the holidays. Typically sellers are not selling their houses and putting them on the market and having to deal with showings and things like that when they're thinking about having Thanksgiving and family over and, all of that comes with November, December, January timeframe. But if we look back historically and compare the number of sales in November of 2022 to previous Novembers, only the month of November, then we are going back all the way to November of 2011. Look at this. We had just about 2,200 units sold, so about 65 unit difference. But here's the thing. Look at this average days on market. We were sitting at 132 average days on market back then. So our days on market is 2.5 times less than that right now, or just about 2.5. And that's encouraging. That shows there are far more buyers in the market now in 2022 November compared to historically when we have sold that few of units in November. Even look at here. November 2012, very similar. We were at 2,667, so higher than what we are now by a couple hundred, but still, we were at 101 days on market. That's just barely less than double the days on market back then. Now, here's something that I do want to point out as well. Like I said, we start to see that slowdown for the holidays in November. And yes, just like I showed you, November 2011 was very similar for sales. But I want to take a look here at January's, because back in January 2017, which is still a winter month, we had very similar number of sales sitting at just under 2,500. So it's not January for January, but it also kind of gives that picture of we're more in the realm of what we were in January of 2017. Look here at January 2018, we were, at 2,800 units. So we're selling more like we were in the winter of 2017, 2018. So the reason I point this out is because, people keep saying about the market crashing and all of that. So I wanted to just shed some light. The other thing, look at this. I mean, we were 59 days on market average back in January 2018, which is very similar to what we're seeing of 52 days in November of 2022. So again, I just wanted to point out that our number of sales is dropping the second half of this year, but it's definitely not back to where it was, as far as most of the signs pointing to the crash of 2008 that everybody likes to kind of go back to. We're kind of more normal now, more like we were just before COVID and locking down and things like that. So the other thing is, when we're looking at the average days on market of 52 in November, this average days on market was very similar to right when the lockdown happened for COVID in March of 2020. We were sitting at 53 days on market. So, and you can see, the beginning of 2020, we were 60 days. So we're hovering right around, again, pointing at a more normal market condition, not necessarily the doom and gloom of excuse me, sorry. Not looking at the doom and gloom of market crash with this average days on market like we saw back in 2011 with, 130 plus days on market. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. Like I was saying in the video, it is not all doom and gloom for buyers or sellers, okay? So sellers, you're gonna have to be a little bit more patient. This is not what was the market 2 years ago when your neighbors sold their house, or even a year ago when they sold their house. But things are still selling quicker than they were back in 2011, 2012, when we had this few of homes on the market. Buyers, again, you're still having negotiations. You're still seeing homes sell for 11% less than what was listed when a home was originally put on the market in November. So good news, keep things positive, right? And if you have any real estate related questions, feel free to reach out to me. I am always here to help, but as always, make it a great day.